Hello and welcome to News at 10 on Rajya Sabha TV. I'm Aishwarya Kapoor and here are the latest headlines. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrives in South Africa on the second leg of Africa tour. Summit talks with President Jacob Zuma today. Earlier describes terrorism as gravest threat to world during Mozambique visit. Centre rubbishes as bogus Congress's allegation of a 45,000 crore Telecom scam. Says the CAG report pertains to UPA tenure and process of recovery from Telecom has begun. Maharashtra police ordered to probe controversial preacher Zakir Naik's speeches. Dhaka had urged New Delhi for action in this regard. Naik denies speech advocating terrorism. France books a final berth at Euro Cup after beating Germany 2-0 to meet Portugal on 10th of July. And Serena Williams books a Wimbledon final match against Angelique Kerber. Indian challenge ends. Liana Pace and Martina Hingis crash out of mixed doubles. Men's semi-finals later in the day. Big story this morning. Prime Minister Narendra Modi arrived in South Africa as part of the second leg of his four-nation tour. On arrival, the MEA tweeted, and I quote, "In the footsteps of history, Prime Minister arrives in Pretoria for the second leg of his Africa tour." Nakona Mashaban, the Minister of International Relations and Cooperation, and Lindwe Zulu, Minister for Small Business, welcome Prime Minister to South Africa, quote unquote. Now, during his South Africa visit, Prime Minister Modi will meet President Jacob Zuma today and also Cyril Ramaphosa, the Deputy President. Now, there will be a welcome ceremony for the Prime Minister, followed by talks with the President and the delegation-level talks, after which agreements will be signed. Now, Jacob Zuma will also host a lunch for the Prime Minister, after which he will meet the Deputy President. Prime Minister Modi will address a meeting of South African and Indian business leaders as well. He will then head to Johannesburg, where he will meet the associates of Mahatma Gandhi and visit the Nelson Mandela Foundation. Later, he will also address the Indian community. He will then leave for Durban. And earlier, Prime Minister Narendra Modi held wide-ranging talks in Mozambique with President Filipe Nyusi on the first day of his four-nation tour. The three MOUs were also signed between India and Mozambique, apart from agreements on strengthening cooperation in agriculture, healthcare, security and defence.
India and Mozambique signing 3 pacts in the field of youth affairs and sports, prevention of drug trafficking and a long-term agreement on purchase of pulses from Mozambique. The MOUs were signed after delegation-level talks and a round of restricted talks between visiting Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Mozambique President Filipe Nyusi. Mozambique was the Prime Minister's first leg of his four-nation Africa tour. Modi is the first Indian Prime Minister to visit the African country in 34 years. Later, in a joint statement, both Prime Minister Modi and President Nyusi stressed the need for stronger partnership between India and Mozambique in the years to come.
Whether it is agriculture or healthcare or energy security, natural resources or technology, skill development or institution building, security or defense, Mozambique's strengths are also the areas of India's need. And what Mozambique requires is available in India. We complement each other.
A assinatura dos memorandos, dos acordos na área de redução da procura de droga e de prevenção do seu tráfico ilícito, na área da juventude, mas também na área de cooperação no domínio de produção e comercialização de feijão boi.
Both leaders also agreed to bolster defense and security relations against the backdrop of rising incidents of terror. Modi described terrorism as the gravest threat facing the world today.
We also want our partnership to ensure the safety and security of our people. President Nyusi and I recognize that terrorism is the gravest security threat facing the world today. It impacts India and Mozambique equally. The networks of terror are interlinked with other transnational crimes.
The Prime Minister expressed commitment to share India's experiences, technology and capacity with Mozambique. He assured that India will walk every step of the way in Mozambique's march towards economic prosperity. India also handed over 30 SUVs to Mozambique, completing the delivery of $4.5 million grant assistance as part of supporting the institutions of the African country. The Prime Minister also met the President of Mozambique's National Assembly, Veronica Macamo. Later, he also visited the Center for Innovation and Technological Development and interacted with students. The Prime Minister ended his visit to Mozambique with an interaction with the Indian community. He lauded the community for keeping the essence of being an Indian intact. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And back home, 3 days after Anupriya Patel was sworn in into Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Council of Ministers, now Apna Dal, from which she has been expelled, snapped ties with the BJP, accusing it of not following the decorum of the alliance. Now, a meeting of Apna Dal was held in Lucknow, during which party chief Krishna Patel announced the decision. Now, Krishna Patel said that the party will contest the 2017 assembly polls. She also said that the party will organize a rally in Varanasi on 21st of August to showcase her support base. This rally, she claimed, will be much bigger than those of Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar in the past. Now, founded in 1995 by Sonal Lal Patel, Apna Dal rose to prominence in the 2014 parliamentary elections by aligning with the BJP and winning its first two Lok Sabha seats, Mirzapur and Pratapgarh. Well, moving on, the centre has rubbished allegations by the Congress over a 45,000 crore rupees Telecom scam. Now, the government has said that the CAG report on which the allegation is based pertains to the UPA period from 2006-7 to 2009-10. The centre also said that the process of recovering money from firms like Bharti, Arcom and Vodafone has been initiated. Now, the Congress in its allegations had said that the Modi government was surreptitiously taking steps to protect the interests of 6 leading telecom companies which owe money to the public exchequer.
Why is Modi government not upholding the findings of a constitutional authority like CAG instead of stalling recovery of large sums of money due to public exchequer that flies in the face of financial prudence? Who benefits from this delaying tactic? And question is why? Is this the new governance model?
All the allegations are false. I understand the CAG has done some report about the Mr. Manmohan Singh regime. Okay. The matter is pending before Public Accounts Committee. I will go to Bangalore and require Delhi and I will look into the matter. No one shall be spared. Be very clear about it.
So this government is so clear about
Absolutely clear about it.
Well, on to other news. Union Waters Resources Minister Uma Bharti has said that there will be a ban on disposing treated sewage water in the river Ganga. She also announced that the government will soon bring in a law which will prohibit industrial units to dispose polluted water into the Ganges. Well, the announcements were made at the government's Namami Gange program that commenced in Haridwar, under which 231 projects have been launched for cleaning the river Ganga. In a bid to clean the river Ganga, the centre on Thursday launched the Namami Gange program with an estimated cost of 1,500 crore rupees. The projects were launched simultaneously at 103 locations in Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, Jharkhand and West Bengal, besides Delhi and Haryana. Under the program, 231 projects were launched countrywide, under which sewage treatment plants will be installed. Ghat construction, including the plantation of trees along the river, will also take place. A 4-battalion eco task force will also be built under the program.
हम उसी प्रकार की एसटीपी को
मान्यता देंगे और पैसे देंगे जो अपने सीवेज वाटर को गंगा में नहीं जाने देंगे। उसका कोई ना कोई डाइवर्सन होगा, या तो खेती के काम आएगा या अन्य किसी काम आएगा, लेकिन हम ट्रीटेड वाटर को गंगा में नहीं जाने देंगे।
Union Ministers Nitin Gadkari, Uma Bharti and Mahesh Sharma and Uttarakhand Chief Minister Harish Rawat launched 43 such projects in Haridwar. Gadkari said that the government will install 60 sewage treatment plants and launch 50 other big projects under the mission later this year.
दिसंबर के एंड तक 1142 60 STP ये पूरे काम शुरू होंगे और ये जो 50 बड़े प्रकल्प है, मैं इसमें आपको सहयोग कर रहा हूं। मैं जिम्मेदारी लेता हूं कि ये 50 प्रकल्प मार्च के पहले शुरू हो जाएंगे और इसी साल में गंगा के सभी प्रकल्पों का काम आपके नेतृत्व में शुरू होगा।
Prime Minister Narendra Modi had committed to cleanse the river Ganga in 2014. Uma Bharti said that Namami Gange will achieve its objective by 2018, but its effects will be visible by the end of this year. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV. News from the northeast, where at least 2 people have been killed due to landslide in Assam as the flood situation in the state has worsened. Now, following the floods in Guwahati, where many areas were inundated, now Assam Chief Minister Sarbanand Sonowal directed the Chief Secretary to ensure rescue and relief operations, besides providing all necessary assistance to the people. Over 1 lakh people are reeling under floods in 294 villages across the state. Currently, the Brahmaputra is flowing above the danger mark in several areas, including Guwahati, Tezpur and Dhansiri. 23 relief camps and distribution centres in 3 districts have also been set up. Nearly 7,000 hectares of crop has been damaged in the affected districts.
रात भर से बारिश हो रही थी। यहाँ पे हम लोग निकल ही नहीं पा रहे हैं 18 घंटा से। एक ही घर में पूरे 18 घंटा से बंद है। SDRF की ग्रुप भी आके खाना दे के गई है, हम लोग को पैकेट दे के गई है सामान की।
Meanwhile, monsoon continues to be vigorous over parts of central India as well, especially over Madhya Pradesh, with Satna recording extremely heavy rains for the last 2 days. Now, Satna has recorded 270 millimeters of rainfall in a span of 20 hours. With this, the city has already recorded 460 millimeters of rain only in the first 7 days of the month. Normal life in the region has been disrupted. Now, army teams have also arrived to rescue stranded people in the region. Now, rainfall is expected to continue in the region in the next 24 to 48 hours as well. And in news at 10, we'll take a very short break. We'll be back with more news. Stay with us.
Welcome to this episode of Eureka. We are with us Professor Deepak Banerjee.
After the Mars mission success, ISRO has been more and more confident and adventurous. Aditya is the first dedicated space mission from ISRO. Coronagraph essentially again allows you to study the atmosphere of the sample. Lagrangian 1 point, it's actually a position where you could look at the sun continuously.
Watch Eureka with Professor Deepak Banerjee, astrophysicist from Indian Institute of Astrophysics, only on Rajya Sabha TV.
Welcome back. Now, Centre and Maharashtra state government have ordered inquiries against Mumbai-based Islamic preacher Zakir Naik after reports emerged that his sermons inspired one of the terrorists involved in the attack in a restaurant in Dhaka in which 20 people were killed.
Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis on Thursday ordered a probe into Islamic preacher Zakir Naik's speeches that were reported to have inspired one of the Dhaka attackers. The Mumbai police has been ordered to scrutinize the 50-year-old doctor turned Islamic preacher's social media accounts and source of funding of a foundation run by him in Mumbai. Meanwhile, the BJP attacked the opposition Congress on Thursday and demanded action after a 4-year-old video clip featuring Congress leader Digvijay Singh sharing dyes at an event with Naik surfaced. Singh, however, defended himself by saying he spoke out against communal violence at the event.
कड़े से कड़ी कार्रवाई उस व्यक्ति पर होनी चाहिए। माननीय दिग्विजय सिंह जी ने अपना स्पष्टीकरण भी दे दिया है। अगर वो शांति और सद्भाव की अपील किसी मन से भी करते हैं तो स्वाभाविक तौर से ये सही है, क्योंकि शांति, सद्भाव और भाईचारा हमारे देश का मूल मंत्र है।
The Bangladesh government has launched an investigation into Naik's style of preaching Islam and has urged the Indian government to do the same.
गृह मंत्रालय इसको अध्ययन करेंगे, अध्ययन करने के बाद सही निर्णय करेंगे। जो उनका जो भाषण है और जो अखबारों में आ रहा है बहुत आपत्तिजनक है। इसके बारे में अच्छा होगा गृह मंत्रालय उसको अध्ययन करके सही कदम उठाए।
मैंने पहले भी कहा कि इसमें हम अनाउंसमेंट नहीं कर सकते हैं। कार्रवाई जो भी करना है वो कार्रवाई होने से आपको पता चलेगा कि सरकार कितना गंभीरता से इस मामले को देख रहे हैं। लेकिन अगर मैं कोई घोषणा करूं ये अच्छा नहीं रहेगा।
Speaking to news agencies on Thursday from Mecca, Zakir Naik denied having made any speech where he had urged Muslims to become terrorists. Naik, who is banned in the UK and Canada for his speeches, is the president of Mumbai-based Islamic Research Foundation. Security was beefed up after the Shiv Sena staged a protest outside Naik's office in Mumbai. Naik is also very popular in Bangladesh through a local TV channel called Peace TV. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
Meanwhile, in related news, a special team of NSG officers will be travelling to Bangladesh to analyse and study the bombings at an Eid prayer gathering and the recent terror siege at a high-end restaurant in the neighbouring country. Now, officials said that the team of the NSG officers have been authorised by the government to travel to Dhaka after the Special Forces establishment in Bangladesh approved the request to visit the spots of the terror attacks to understand the situation. Now, the team, which includes NSG experts in post-blast analysis and also counter-terror operations, will study the 1st of July incident where terrorists laid siege at a bakery and killed 22 people, and also analyze the bombings in Kishoreganj area in Bangladesh. Meanwhile, in other news, now Saudi Arabia has arrested 19 people in connection with the 3 bomb blasts this week, 12 of whom are Pakistanis, and rest 7 Saudi nationals. Now remember, 3 bomb blasts near Prophet Muhammad's mosque in the city of Medina and the other attacks in Jeddah and Qatif took place on Monday. Saudi Arabia has also named the suicide bomber who detonated in Medina as Nair Muslim Hamad, a 26-year-old Saudi man. The Medina attack, 24 hours after the end of the fasting month of Ramadan, drew condemnation from Muslim leaders worldwide. The bombings also killed 4 security officers and came on the same day as attacks in Qatif and Jeddah. Saudi Arabia's King Salman bin Abdulaziz Al Saud has vowed that his government will strike with an iron fist. While no group has so far claimed responsibility for the attacks, but they are suspected to have been the work of people with allegiance to the Islamic State. Pakistan, meanwhile, has said that it was going to investigate whether its nationals were involved in the attacks. And at least 24 people have been injured in an explosion in a Taipei commuter train in Taiwan. Now, the blast took place at Songshan railway station in central Taipei. The island premiers described the incident as malicious. The blast occurred at around 10 p.m. on Thursday and caused a small fire and plunged the carriage into darkness as the train was pulling into a station in Taipei. Local media quoted eyewitnesses as saying that they had seen a man carry a black rectangle-shaped object into the train. The police were reviving the surveillance footage to try and identify that man, but also said that they had not received any threats prior to the incident. The government also set up an emergency task force to investigate the cause, and a police probe is underway. And another short break in here. We'll be back with international news and sports news. Stay tuned.
Saina Nehwal, the first Indian to win a medal in badminton at the Olympics. The world number 2 ranked player is also the first Indian to win the World Junior Badminton Championships and the first Indian to win a Super Series tournament. Saina Nehwal in fact completed a hat-trick Super Series titles in 2010. That same year, She became the first Indian singles player to reach the final of the year-ending Super Series finals, defeating two-time All-England champion and former world number 1 Tine Bound in the semis.
Welcome back. News from the UK now, and the race to become the next British Prime Minister is down to two women. Theresa May and Andrea Leadsom became the two finalists for the leadership of the Conservative Party after beating out competitor Michael Gove in the third round of voting among members of Parliament. Well, after the second MP's ballot, Home Secretary May finished with 199 votes, Energy Minister Leadsom 84 and Gove, the Justice Secretary, with just 46. The choice will now go to all Conservative Party voters in the 9th of September vote. The winner will become the UK's second female Prime Minister. Now, there had originally been 5 contenders to succeed David Cameron, with MPs voting in 2 rounds to get that number down to 2. Cameron, remember, had resigned after finishing on the losing side in the UK's EU referendum, in which there was a vote for the UK to leave.
I've won votes from Conservative MPs from across the party, from left and right, Leavers and Remainers, MPs from the length and breadth of the country. This vote shows that the Conservative Party can come together and that under my leadership it will.
Feeling very positive, absolutely delighted, very grateful to my team. Teresa's obviously done fantastically well, and my commiserations to Michael, but I'm absolutely delighted with the results. Thank you.
News from the US. Well, after 2 latest deadly shootings of black Americans by the police, the US President Barack Obama has said that US police departments needed to move more quickly to reform. Now, Obama's comments came after 2 more black men died in such incidents. Now, Philandro Castile was shot dead during a traffic stop in Minnesota on Wednesday, while Alton Sterling was shot dead by police in Louisiana a day before. Now, citing evidence to show that now Americans were more likely, black Americans were likely to be more pulled over, searched or shot by the police, Obama appealed to the white Americans not to see this as a fringe issue. But the latest incidents follow a long list of controversial deaths of African Americans at the hands of the police that has ignited a national debate about the use of lethal force. Remember, protesters also marched along the streets of New York on Thursday against the latest police shootings.
This is not just a black issue. It's not just a Hispanic issue. This is an American issue that we should all care about. All fair-minded people should be concerned.
Let's get you some more international news now in World Wrap. North Korea has said that the new US sanctions targeting its leader Kim Jong-un amounted to a declaration of a war. It also vowed to take strong retaliatory measures. The US on Wednesday placed Kim on its sanctions blacklist, calling him directly responsible for human rights abuses. Now, Pyongyang urged Washington to withdraw them immediately, warning that the North Korea would instantly cut off all diplomatic channels if they fail to do so. The US State Department is to restart its investigation into Hillary Clinton's handling of classified material when Secretary of State. The emails probe is restarting since the Justice Department is not pursuing a criminal prosecution. The State Department had suspended its review in April to avoid interfering with the FBI's inquiry. The FBI recommended no charges for Clinton this week as a result of the probe. And the death toll in Sunday's suicide bombing in Baghdad has risen to 292. Now, remember, an explosive-laden lorry blew outside a crowded shopping center where people had been enjoying a night out after breaking their daily fast for the Islamic holy month of Ramadan. The jihadist group Islamic State had said that it was behind the bombing, the deadliest in the country since the 2003 US-led invasion. On to some sporting action now, and hosts France defeated Germany 2-0 to book a berth for the final clash with Portugal in the Euro Cup. Well, an historic victory over the world champions. French forward Antoine Griezmann scored both the goals becoming the tournament's top scorer with 6 goals. Now, France erupted in celebrations after Germany was sent home in their first competitive loss against France in 58 years. France will now meet Portugal in the final on Sunday with a psychological advantage as Portugal has lost its last 10 games against the hosts since 1978. And the latest from Wimbledon now, and Serena Williams will take on Germany's Angelique Kerber in the final of the women's Wimbledon on Saturday. In the semi-final, 4th seed Kerber defeated 8th seed Venus Williams 6-4, 6-4 in 1 hour 12 minutes. In another match, a 21-time Grand Slam champion Serena Williams defeated Russian player Elena Vesnina 6-2, 6-0. Serena is now only 1 victory away from her record equaling 22 Grand Slam title. Kerber, however, would be looking to win her first Wimbledon title after beating Serena Williams in the Australian Open, which was her first Grand Slam victory. Meanwhile, in the men's draw, Swiss Roger Federer will take on Canadian big hitter Milos Raonic in the first semi-final today. And in the second semi-final, local favourite Andy Murray will take on 10th seed Thomas Berdych from Czechoslovakia.
4-6, 6-3, 7-6, 6-3.
Meanwhile, the Indian challenge at Wimbledon 2016 has ended. Defending champions Leander Paes and Martina Hingis were knocked out in the third round of the mixed doubles. They went down 6-3, 3-6, 2-6 to the pair of Henry Contien and Heather Watson. Earlier, Sana Mirza and Martina Hingis also were eliminated in the quarterfinals of the women's doubles, losing 2-6, 2-4 to Taimia Babos and Yaroslava Shlevova. Now, Mirza had previously lost in the second round of the mixed doubles as well with her partner Ivan Dodic, while Rohan Bopanna and his partner Anastasia Rodionova had also been eliminated in the third round. Both Paes and Bopanna had exited the men's doubles draw with their respective partners in the second and the third rounds. Well, that's all in this edition of News, but news and updates continue on Rajya Sabha TV. Thanks for your time.